What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here on this Christmas day to react and learn about the full English breakfast. I hope you're having a very Merry Christmas yourself. Maybe you're even partaking in the full English breakfast today. But this is a phrase that I've encountered and heard a few times now, and I just want to fully understand what the hype and the background behind this famous breakfast is. Like here in America, we don't have a name for like a big, grand, fancy, hearty breakfast here. Instead, we're just like, pass the cereal, pass the Captain Crunch, please. Can someone maybe make some pancakes? And that's about how it goes. But apparently, in Britain, this is very popular and famous, and people are like, hey, full English breakfast today. I'm actually interested when it's appropriate to bust out the full English breakfast, what exactly can go into it, and the history of how this meal started, how it became a thing. Although, from what I've seen before, why would you not want this to be a thing is the real question. So, I found a little video here that looks fantastic, and it's going to explain a lot of these things to me about the full English breakfast. So, let's take a look.
It's breakfast time!
Oh.
Forget stacks of pancakes covered in maple syrup and push aside your love of grits, as there's really no place for any of these items in the classic full English breakfast. So grab your knife and your fork and come with me as we feast our eyes on Britain's most...
Oh, there it is. There it is. What goes into this? Man, this is a good picture. Eggs, made a certain way, perhaps? What is that on the right? Is that just bread? Beans, of course, the beans. Sausage, mushrooms. That's strange. Usually, I beat this to death. I'm like, beans are so strange. Such a British thing. And they are. But mushrooms for breakfast. Never seen that. You got the dark black patty of doom and bacon? Okay, let's keep going.
treasured national dish. History of...
National dish? Is there an official British national dish? And could it be the full English breakfast, or is this like an honorary national dish? Huh, okay.
The full English. The origins of the full English breakfast are a bit of a mystery, but many believe it harks back to the time of landed gentry who were keen to display their wealth, and in doing so would put on lavish cooked breakfasts for their guests.
It's just... First she said it's shrouded in mystery, but maybe it's more that the reality is just kind of not as exciting as you would think. Full English breakfast just comes from really rich people making a big old fancy breakfast to impress everyone, and because they want big fancy breakfast. You don't really need much more reason than that, I suppose. Okay, that makes sense though.
The full English breakfast was later adopted by the working classes as a great way to start the day during the Industrial Revolution.
This was adopted by the working class? Maybe it's because, I was gonna say, for, the working class, to make a big, fancy, hearty breakfast like this, wouldn't that be expensive? Wouldn't that almost go against the original, creation or intent, where this was, a wealthy people food? It has a lot of ingredients. Maybe the ingredients to a full English breakfast are kind of not too difficult to attain, or maybe you can make, different versions of a full English breakfast, depending on your budget. It's probably more like that. Okay, anyway, so time goes on and the working class people are like, hey, we want a big old delicious breakfast, so we're gonna.
And has since become part of the British national identity.
Okay.
Nowadays, most Brits indulge in a full English only at the weekends, but boy, is it worth the wait.
Okay, so now she's talking about when you eat this thing, this behemoth. Is this a weekend thing? Do some Brits make this like a routine? Like a weekly routine? Like, okay, it's Sunday, family gets up, we're gonna have a full English breakfast. Does it become sort of a weekend routine kind of thing? That's fun. I like that. I mean, in America, I feel like that's not that uncommon for families to just be like, okay, on Saturday morning for some reason, Sunday morning speaks more to me, where the family might make an effort to make something a little extra, like the pancakes and the bacon. But in Britain, it's a lot more than that. It's the full English breakfast.
Also called a fry-up, the full English consists of the following fundamental items.
A fry-up? A fry-up.
Wait. Also called a fry-up, the full English consists of the following fundamental items.
A fry-up. It's called a fry-up. Is anything being fried? Like, I immediately think of like fried chicken or something where you're cooking things in oil. Okay, full English breakfast, also called a fry-up. I did not know that. Okay. And these are the ingredients. Now we're talking.
Eggs.
Eggs.
Fried eggs are most common in a full English breakfast.
Fried eggs.
What did you expect with the name fry-up? However, scrambled and poached eggs are totally acceptable options.
Okay.
Bacon. We mainly use British back bacon, which is...
Holy cow, look at these bacon. Wait, is this just normal bacon to Brits? This bacon is so wide. That's the best way I can describe it. This bacon is so wide. It looks like it came off the calf of the pig. Or the quad. It's like, it's got so much thickness. That's amazing. This is a certain type of British bacon? I didn't even know about this.
Bacon. We mainly use British back bacon, which is a combination of both pork belly and pork loin. The
British back bacon. I did not know that that was a thing. Okay, interesting.
bacon is served fried or grilled until the fat is golden brown, and no, it isn't covered in maple syrup.
Aw. Yeah, it looks a little different, this bacon. It looks quite different, actually. It's much bigger. And I'm a bit jealous. I wonder if it tastes any different. I don't even know what you call the bacon Americans usually eat. Just the thin, very thinly sliced. This is just so big, and I like it.
Sausages.
Sausages.
The full English breakfast is the perfect place for you to show off your sausage.
Oh.
And no,
Oh.
I'm not talking sausage patties or hot dog wieners. Instead, we prefer a simple Lincoln or Cumberland sausage.
See, this is, I gotta say, the Brits know how to do breakfast right. Like, we have these breakfast foods, but our bacon is smaller, I'm finding out. Our sausage, the sausage that you buy for an American breakfast is these tiny little, super artificial, tiny little sausages. These look like proper, big, like, dare I say, more natural looking sausages. Is this normal in a full English breakfast to have ingredients of this quality? That's what's kind of jumping out to me. Everything looks so high quality. Or did she just buy really fat sausages and really big old, really fat bacon and big old sausages? Because this food just looks real good compared to, dare I say, our version of breakfast food. What the heck?
Fried or grilled. Black pudding.
Oh,
I can only imagine this is called a pudding to make it sound more appealing. Black pudding is actually not a pudding. In fact, it's more like a sausage, but made with kidney fat, oatmeal, and pig's blood.
I don't get it. I don't understand. That's okay. I'm from a different culture, and I don't get it. The black pudding. Are Brits happy that black pudding is part of the English breakfast? Does it taste good? Just going off the ingredients, we don't have anything like that in the United States. Nothing. So it's a tough one for me to swallow, but it's part of the full English breakfast. Fair enough.
It's sliced and then, yep, you guessed it, fried. And
Okay.
tastes a bit dry and salty, a bit like everything
So fried, they mean like all the stuff is fried up in a frying pan. I gotcha.
else on the plate. Baked beans. Our baked
The
beans
beans.
are very different to the original American creation, which was made up of beans stewed with pork and molasses.
Oh, That's something I didn't know either. Because there's something called baked beans here in America. Some people eat it. I feel like it's more of a southern thing, or different regions of America. Some people eat the beans. I don't know anyone who eats them for breakfast. And apparently, we don't even eat the same baked beans that are in Britain, which I had no idea. It's kind of like the sausage and the bacon. There's different sorts of beans in Britain as well.
British baked beans are stewed haricot beans, typically in a tomato sauce. You could make your own, but most of us just buy them in a tin.
Right.
Toast.
The beans is such a British thing. I've kind of gotten used to it. I'm coming more around on the beans. Toast. Here we go. Toast. I can understand toast.
Toast or fried bread is essential for mopping up all the lovely grease left on your plate.
Oh,
you can use it as a platform to transport eggs and beans to your mouth, or you could save it and cover it in marmalade.
Oh, I like
this. In the north of England, grilled oatcakes are popular, whilst soda bread is served in Ireland. In
soda bread.
North of England, grilled oatcakes are popular.
Grilled oat cakes. Never heard of it. Grilled oat cake. Oat cake. Sounds very healthy. Sounds too healthy.
Popular, whilst soda bread is served in Ireland.
Soda bread as well. I'm not sure what soda bread is either.
In Scotland, a potato or tatty scone is a staple, whilst...
Potato? Like potato bread? So the full English breakfast does change a little, depending on where you are in Britain. The ingredients change. It's interesting how it's called a full English breakfast, and yet I think it's enjoyed all over Great Britain. So this is like a potato or potato bread, okay.
Staple. Whilst Wales, interestingly, has lava bread, which is made up of seaweed boiled with oats.
What? This is almost something like, I never knew that Britain had such interesting foods. Seaweed? Bread? Oatmeal?
Wales, interestingly, has lava bread, which is made up of seaweed boiled with oats.
Never heard of that in my life. That's very interesting. Interesting to have for breakfast, too. I remember this is all for breakfast. All right, I don't make the rules. I'm just here to learn. That's very new to me.
I think I'll stick to toast, thanks. Mushrooms.
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms should never come from a tin. Only fresh mushrooms will do.
The mushrooms for breakfast, huh? I've never heard of that either. Mushrooms for breakfast. Very interesting ingredients, like kind of random to me what goes into a full English breakfast, but that's kind of what makes it kind of interesting and special. Is it's this assortment of items that come together to make this hearty old breakfast. You would be energized for the rest of the week. Maybe that's the point. Once you eat one of these, it's got like every food group, like mushroom, sausage, bread, black pudding even, probably has good nutrients in it. Like, wow.
Grill or fry them gently and add some herbs if you're feeling particularly creative. Tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
Grilled tomatoes are perhaps the most colourful item on the plate.
Tomatoes, excuse me. But yeah, the tomatoes for breakfast? Like a fried tomato. Again, never heard of it. I did not know you could do that. This is so fascinating.
Next to the browny, creamy, beigey colour of everything else. These have a tendency to explode, so try not to wear your favourite t-shirt to breakfast unless tomato juice embellishment is the look you're going for.
Like when you bite into it? It could explode? How fun. Exciting breakfast.
So, there you go. Eggs, bacon, sausages, black pudding, baked beans, toast, mushrooms and tomatoes. Let me know what you think.
What a breakfast, man.
Baked beans, toast, mushrooms and tomatoes.
Okay, yeah, I just want to pause it here and soak it in. It can't be easy to make a full English breakfast. This is some effort. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different things. Holy cow. That go into this. But hey, It sounds like it's a wonderful British tradition. Although I do wonder, like, there's got to be variations on this where, okay, you don't have the black pudding, or no mushrooms this time, or maybe just like bacon and sausage and beans. Or, like, is there smaller versions of this? Because holy, this is a big breakfast. This would be tough to eat. Like, it's a lot of food.
Let me know what you think. It really is the perfect way to start the day like a true Brit.
Okay.
Enjoy with a cup of tea or coffee.
Of
And of
course.
a copy of the morning papers.
Of course.
What twist do you like best on the traditional English breakfast? Let us know in the comments or tweet us at Anglophenia.
What twist? Yeah, so she's even talking about how you can put a twist on your, like, maybe your family's way of doing the full English breakfast. I love that. That's amazing. You know, I show some skepticism towards certain ingredients in the full English breakfast, but learning about the whole thing and the history and just like the fun and sort of merriment that goes with making it and how freaking big and hearty it is, it seems like a really, really cool thing to kind of be your national breakfast dish. It's very, like, it's unique, but it's just a super hearty breakfast at the same time. It's instantly recognizable with just a few ingredients that Americans like myself don't know about because they're not breakfast food, like tomatoes, and black pudding and mushrooms. I didn't know anyone ate that stuff for breakfast, but this was actually real fun to find out about, and I think the full English breakfast makes a lot more sense to me now. A lot more sense. Or should I say the fry up? Fry up. I know some of these things, but I enjoyed this quite a bit, actually. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on the full English breakfast and how you make it, or variations, or how often you eat it. All that stuff would be fascinating to hear about. And if you're interested in more videos like this, feel free to subscribe for more. Me reacting to the UK and UK culture. And until then, thanks for watching, and have a very, very Merry Christmas.